Today we have Frankie Kuehnle. Frankie's here today to talk about pronouns and LGBTQ pronoun use.
Yeah. So one of the most common questions that I get is, how do I ask someone their pronouns without being rude? And so the first thing I always tell people is that you can't assume what someone's pronouns are, right? Just because someone looks a certain way doesn't mean that they use he, she, or they. So a lot of times people will ask, oh, well, how do I ask a transgender person their pronouns? But you can't always tell if somebody's transgender by looking at them. So the best thing to do is to just use it regardless if you think somebody's transgender or not. It's just as a polite, the same as like how you would say hello to somebody. So the simplest way is, hi, my name is Frankie. I use they, them pronouns. What pronouns would you like me to use when I'm talking to you or referring to you? Really simple. There might be people who don't know what that means, and that's okay. That also means that you can take a little time to educate them and maybe make a trans person's life easier down the road.
That's scary to do at first, when you're totally uncomfortable with it.
Yeah. One of the big things that I see a lot is people get very worried that they're going to do it wrong, to the point that they just don't say anything because what if I offend somebody? But it's a new skill, and nobody's good at a new skill right off the bat. I am trans. I've been out for many years. The majority of people of the people I see in my daily life are trans, and I still mix up pronouns sometimes.
No,
I know, and I'm alive. So like, no one's asking for perfection. That's not a realistic expectation. The best thing you can do is show effort and be willing to receive feedback. So if you awkward it, or if you call somebody the wrong pronouns accidentally, the best thing you can do is briefly apologize and then correct yourself and just move on. One of the things that I see a lot from very well-intentioned people is they will specifically ask like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. That was so rude. And then it becomes about me comforting them when they've made the mistake.
Right.
So a lot of times just a brief apology is really best.
Right. And I think because we've worked together, and sometimes when we're in meetings and you're not there, and I might say the wrong pronoun because yours are they, them, right? And mine are she, her. And so we'll just automatically just go, oh no, I mean they. You know, we just correct it and we just move on about our business.
Perfect.
Yeah, because we do that when you're not there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's actually a perfect segue into what we talk about next, which is using the pronouns consistently. So if the person's out of the room, you shouldn't switch, right? You're not going to suddenly start referring to me as she just because I'm not there to hear it.
Right.
One, that's polite and basic human decency. But two, if you do it wrong and then flip back and forth, you're going to mess up more.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean, I like that. Polite and human decency. Let's all
basic
try to
human
be kind.
decency makes life less hard.
Yeah, it's a marrying. And then the other thing I know, and that someone told me once that was so true in my own clinical encounter, and I think I probably told you about that, is that it can save lives.
Yes.
It saves lives. Frankie, it saves lives.
I've heard.
Yeah.
One of the best things about talking about this is that a lot of people approach it from wanting to be kind, which is wonderful. But I think it's really important to approach it from like providing better quality care. Like this is not meant as like a political statement supporting one group or the other. This is just trying to provide better care for patients in need.